Of course, that stated that whenever there's a earthquake, hurricane, at that time, those who are born, it's a very good time for demons to be born. So that can be accepted that some demon is being born at that time. Of course, so long as we're talking about birth, you see, there's also something which has to be born in everyone's heart, and that is the bhakti lota, the seed of devotion. That is very urgently required to be born by any means. So that is planted, of course, by the pure devotee in the heart. But you probably you've ever made sugar?
I have made sugar
from the sugar cane.
The sugar cane.
Have you seen the sugar cane?
I've seen sugar cane.
The sugar cane, when of course we discussed a little bit about beating the sugar cane, but when one crushes that, then one gets the juice. Sugar cane juice. Prabhupada, you would like to take sugar cane juice?
Yes. That I know. That I've also tasted.
So does Kirtipad. Now with a little lemon and ginger.
Yes. And black pepper also.
So this analogy has been given, and actually we've seen, because at Mayapur we grow sugar cane. So the analogy has been given.
Here you can grow sugar cane.
Can we grow here?
Not very well. No.
If you don't get the right place, it doesn't get sweet. So there you see we grow the sugar cane, and first the seed is planted, and from the seed comes the sugar cane stalk. When that's ripe, then we cut the stalk and we crush it to get out the juice. The Mayapur juice is so thick that one can only take about one glass and he's completely overwhelmed. 2 glasses and he's overflowed. So when we take the juice and we put
There's a lot of sweet nectar running in Mayapur. That's right.
So we take the juice and we cook it down in a big pan. And when the heat is applied, then the sugarcane juice comes to a boil. So when it starts to boil, then all kind of little dust, dirt, impurities, they come out, and a type of foam starts to rise. So that foam comes to the top. Then we take a spoon and we take the foam and we throw it. So this has been described by the acharyas, that when we first we get the seed of devotion, then that grows and that becomes sugar cane, grows a little more refined, becomes the juice. Then when that real heat, when the real enthusiasm of devotion starts, so many, you see, dirty ideas and desires, then they come as if from nowhere. You see, so just like that, impurities are coming in the sugarcane juice when the heat is applied, one takes and throws. In other words, as soon as the thought comes, other than pure devotional service, one should simply neglect it. You should take it and throw it. So, actually there's something, you see, when we made sugar cane, then we found that this foam was relished by the dogs. They would come and eat that dirty foam. They loved it very much. So like that we can understand that all these dirty things, these are material desires simply fit for the dogs.
Very nice.
So then, of course, you might be wondering that how we are cooking this sugarcane juice. Where do we get the firewood from?
The sugarcane stalks.
Yes. The sugarcane stalks themselves, once they are pressed, those provide the fuel.
Let's see.
In other words, devotional service is self-sufficient. One doesn't have to rely on jnana or yoga or karma. Simply by bhakti, by devotion, that is enough. So just like that, the sugarcane stalk himself is providing the fuel. You don't have to look elsewhere. So in the same way, devotional service, that provides all the nourishment. One doesn't have to go anywhere else. So then what happens is, finally all the impurities are gone. And the pure, bubbling, hot juice is boiling. So what happens, that becomes more and more and more condensed. Finally one takes a spoon and lifts it up in the air. And as the sugarcane juice drips, when it's just at the right stage, it hardens into a thin thread, like coffee candy, right in the air. And then one knows that now this is at the correct stage to make gur or molasses. So then one takes it down, puts it into a container. But that in itself doesn't make gur. No, it just stays like a soup. It's a secret, which only the expert, you see, sugarcane processors know. So I'm going to reveal this to you. But this is not for publishing. So one has to take, you see, a particle of sugar or some crystal from another container. And of course there's a way one can manufacture, but it's very difficult. So it's much easier to take one seed of the crystal. And as soon as that one particle of crystal is dropped in that hot, thick coffee soup, immediately the whole thing crystallizes. And little crystals. So just like that, you see, we may be practicing our devotional service, and we're making some progress. But we are still dependent on the mercy, always, you see, the mercy of the Vaishnava, mercy of the spiritual master. That mercy, that association, that mercy from outside, that is what gives the real form to our devotional service. Other than that, we can go up to a certain stage. But finally Krishna's mercy, Guru's mercy, is necessary to actually get to the perfection of the platform. So now we have gur. But gur, of course, as you know, gur has got a little molasses in it, which is a little bit bitter. So we want to get gur candy, which is much more sweet. So there again, we have to take, and we have to cook down a little further. And we have to stretch that, add a little milk and stretch, and that becomes gur candy. That can be further refined by adding milk and different things. One can get brown sugar. From the brown sugar, one can further refine and get white sugar. And from white sugar, one can further refine and get sugar candy. This sugar candy, that is the highest and pure platform of sugar. See, so now we've gone through the whole, you see, range. From the seed of the sugar cane right to the sugar candy. So this has been described by Bhaktivinoda Thakur as the seed is the Shraddha, or faith, and the sugarcane juice, that is satsanga, association of devotees. When that is further refined to gur, the gur, you know, gur, that's sugar molasses mixed crystal. You know gur here?
Oh yes. We haven't had 6 tons of it.
6 tons.
Someone gave donation 6 tons of gur.
Very tasty. So that is compared to anartha-nivriti bhajan kriya, devotional service with some unwanted characteristics which have to be purified. Then the next stage is, of course, the sugar gur candy. Gur candy is like fixed devotional service, nishtha. And the brown sugar that is like ruchi, taste for devotional service. Then the purified white sugar, that is like ashakti. Ashakti is the attachment to devotional service. And bhava, this is like unrefined sugar candy. There's an unrefined type of sugar candy. And then there's the big chunks of refined sugar candy. So the unrefined sugar candy, that is bhava, or ecstatic devotion, where one starts manifesting the 8 astasatvika bhav, 8 symptoms of crying, laughing, etc., etc. Prema, or pure love of God, that is the pure sugar candy. So in this way the comparison is made. One can see very easily, simply by practicing the sugar cane.
And we make lovely sugar cane too. You know, we make lovely sugar cane as well.
You make?
We make lovely sugar cane from where we come from.
Jai. So now you connect. So now you make a seed of devotion grow. Just in the same process.
Rohini naam lana? Shri Rohini naam lana for you.
Sometimes it seems that there's never any supply of these children.
Should I ask?
He asked. You?
One has to be very careful. You see, that when the impurities come up, if one is not careful and he allows, you see it's bubbling. Water is turning, it's bubbling. So as soon as it comes up, one has to take it and throw. It's like a puri spoon on the sugar cane. In the same way, when our thoughts come, if we hesitate, some thought comes, and if we think, oh, yes, that's not that, I might be able to enjoy in this material world that way. But no, but I should, if we just hesitate, you see, if we just allow ourselves to think that there's any alternative whatsoever to enjoying, you see, any alternative to being happy other than Krishna consciousness, when the thought comes up, then you see that's like the impurity coming up, again it boils and mixes again. Again that will come up again. It'll come up and up and up and up again until we take it and just throw it. Until when it comes up, we just reject. So, of course, at the same time, it also seems when you're cooking the gourd, like an unending amount of foam coming. I mean, it takes a good hours. You see, of cooking that, and then it keeps coming. So how many millions of births we've been rotting in this material world, how many impurities we have, you may be astonished to find out. But of course, the more one puts his devotional heat on, and the more expert he is in throwing the impurities out whenever they come, you see, the quicker the job will be. And within a very short time, you will have the pure juice.